Hello and welcome to this Twitch stream. I'm very happy to be online here for the E4 Thematic Tournament. Yeah, has been scheduled and is going to start in 3 minutes, roughly 3 to 4 minutes. In order to have some celebration for my E4 repertoire finally being released on Chessable. Probably some of you have seen it already on my channel. Maybe you've gotten it already. Yeah, anything might be possible that you already know about it. But if not, it's I think useful for you to know. Anyway, we've got a tournament on our hands. It's starting in 3 minutes, and we even have some prizes here. You see, 50. 30, 20 are the prices. Generously, is that a real word? Fishy Wishy was very generous in donating the $100. And no, you don't need a Chessable Pro subscription to get the most out of the book videos. You can just buy it. It is not bad to have. It has some interesting features, but it is not it's not a necessity to be pro on Chessable. By the way, I'm not going to play in the tournament. I'm actually going to just do very relaxed commentary on it. Yeah, I'm going to check out some interesting players, going to do kibitzing mostly. Yeah, generously is a word, but yeah, well, I basically went with what Fishy Wishy set up. So he donated and therefore he set the tournament up. I also did not really recognize beforehand that this collides with the with the yearly. There's a yearly blitz going on here on Lichess, and yeah, maybe still some people will join from that. This is a 3-minute tournament without increment. Yeah, thanks for following Monozovic. That's a funny username. Going to say. Yeah. I did not spend the $100. Again, it was donated by Fishy Wishy, user here on Lichess. He has set up many of those tournaments. Very, very nice of him. So, no, I'm going to be in Berlin on Friday. The first round I'm going to do commentary on will be round 6, the German commentary. Okay, we are out to start in 10 seconds, and I'm not sure who I'm going to watch. Yeah, we'll see. Probably we'll start with some games of the higher rated players and then see who's leading the event. So we're going to go with this one. Sexy Chessman against Fly in Sky. Okay, so we have a Sicilian. Unsurprisingly, it's 1e4. We won't have anything else in this tournament. 1e4 is set up as a mandatory. What happened? Why it didn't move? That's weird. Okay. Okay. Let's go with that one then. That looks like, what is that? That was some weird Alekines. And we have Mishka the Great playing, whoa, somebody I cannot pronounce. So we transpose from pawn structure wise into a Caro-Kann exchange where E and C pawn have been traded. However, a little bit weird is the kingside, yeah, and we already see that black is out for blood. You cannot now take twice, h takes, knight takes, because of mate on h2. And if you take pawn on g5, bishop takes, the open h file is also going to be tricky. Yeah, white goes with g3, and that's not a move you love to play because of bishop g4, which is a pretty annoying pin. Now black can take on f3, take on h4 and be better. I'm not sure how much better, but quite a bit better for sure. Black has basically won a pawn. I think after the very likely queen to d7, maybe queen to f6. Queen to g6. I would go to d7 probably. H takes g4 is not easy to play. Yeah? You're opening up your king side too much, so I don't think that white will take on h4, but rather go queen, yeah, queen b3. Now that's a tough position, very difficult to play, but I think black must be for choice. White doesn't have a clear attacking idea available. Maybe you can push the a pawn, but black will be very quick here with bishop f6, rook g8. These are all moves that could help. Maybe there's even something more forceful. Okay, e5. That I'm not sure about, but it looks a little bit odd. But it could be strong simply for tactical reasons. Yeah, bishop takes f4 is a threat which was ignored. Queen takes f4. Okay, so white can recapture with the queen if black takes. But black will be simply better if he does that and takes on g3. It's just a pawn for nothing. And this is comparable, of course. Rook g8 is maybe even stronger as bishop e5, knight e5. I have to undo this. Is also good for black. Yeah, simple play by black, but it is good play. Black is just better, quite clearly. He's a pawn up currently, and he's got the more realistic attacking chances. Bishop h5. So white really going for the f7 pawn? I don't know. Probably not, but f6 is a good move anyway. Yeah, hello to all of you in the chat. We've got many regulars on, and I'm happy to see that even the late time here is not keeping people from joining the stream and having some good time here while we're watching some good blitz games. Yeah, it's a bit late, but I mean, I spoke with the sponsor of the tournament, and he said this is a good time, so we were going for that. And it has to be a time that works for me. So here we have some complications. What is going on here? There are many moves possible. Even bishop e8 now is an idea. Oh no, don't know challenges, please, for the moment. Yeah, thanks for the feedback on the D-Chess hoodie. I'm very happy that D-Chess sent that to me a while ago, and it's fun to wear on stream. Oh, now black was completely falling apart and will now resign. What happened? There was certainly white was certainly worse, but he has managed to do it right. Thanks for the cheer, RX. Okay, so who is currently near the lead? Alaskan Bullworm has won 2 games. Okay, and interesting. I would want to check this quickly. Light Like is a name that I know from from the ICC days. That is an international master on the ICC, Martin Sumsande, very good IM. And I'm not sure, it could be him. Yeah, I think he's playing. What was that? Foot opening. What that? That was a French. I think he plays the French. Yeah, that could be him. Yeah, very much. And he's winning with black, like up everything. Just a bit of a hectic time scramble, but Light has won this game quite convincingly. So what about Sexy Chessman? What happened there? He is playing. He's a very high rated player, but okay. So let's have a look at this game. What do we have here? That looks like, first glance, a Sicilian, but yeah, it was a Sicilian actually. And here I think black seems to be okay. FM Sandstart. Yeah, knight to c4 is the big issue, and white needs to have something ready against this idea, and I'm not quite sure what it is. The bishop on g7 is very strong. And yeah, white chose to keep it simple in a way and simply take it. But still, yeah, unless there is something special going on, black is going to be better here. The pawn structure is not good. White might be active enough to compensate and be okay, but he can never be better, as black structure is clearly quite superior. White is also having a slightly weak back rank, and he now took care of that. Yeah, I think black is for a choice here for sure. The question is how exactly are you going to do it? You don't want to trade so much. Yeah, here I thought rook d8. Sorry, rook d8 blunders the house. I didn't even say. I thought queen c5 was played. Anyway, white is trying for counterplay there. And now black gets the d file. Wow, that's a rotten ending. I's got rook f4. Okay. Yeah, white should hold. Yeah, white should probably hold this. With the activity, you might at the end be a pawn down, but you should lose. White is so active that it should work. Yes, I will do the first round of commentary in Berlin on Friday. That is at least what I'm planning with. I mean, there's a little issue there with the contract that the organizer sent me, because I find some parts of it a bit strange, and if they are completely weird about it, I don't know. I wouldn't really like to sign that contract. Anyway, there's something about it that if you are taking part in the commentary on the side, that you should not do anything for other websites, which is weird, because I mean, why shouldn't I, let's say, make a video for my YouTube channel? So I'm currently asking, well, what about this? Yeah, I definitely want to do the odd video about it. Yeah, I also find that it's weird that they send me a contract like 5 days before it's actually happening. Anyway, it's kind of I'm going to do the local commentary. By the way, Sexy Chessman here, the rating favorite in this game, heavy rating favorite, is going to lose the game. He's clearly lost position wise, I believe, or not. Yeah, well, we lose on time. Definitely lose on time and on position as well. I'm going to commentate for the official or for the crowd in the actual playing venue. No, I don't think I will. No, I will definitely not doing any commentary together with Fiona. She will, I think, arrive on the 20th, and I don't think she's involved with anything there. What like with the official broadcast. Okay, so what's going on here? Alexei Borisovich is leading the event. That's funny. So, I'm not saying it's funny, but it's a funny name somehow. Let's see what happens here against Konispurs. Yeah, I think the German commentary will be broadcasted. So if you understand German, you will probably be able to you can watch my commentary on site and actually can use it, yeah, if you speak German. Yeah, the room seems crowded and noisy. I've already experienced that. Okay, this is a very weird opening by White. White is what is White doing? It's settling himself with the weak pawn on d4 and has no real compensation, but he's got some activity going. A little bit weird. Yeah, I know. I'm going to do commentary together with Ilya Zaragatsky, German grandmaster. Yeah, for sure. Honigdachs is wondering how long they will play, but they start at 3, and judging from the rounds up to this point, it's going to be I mean, it's more of a slugfest than anything else. Yeah, it's really sharp. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a very entertaining tournament, or is a very entertaining tournament so far. Here, White has completely ruined his pawn structure. I mean, that's one of the worst pawn structures ever. Yeah, maybe the players are playing very fighting chess because they are so much. I mean, if the playing conditions are as weird as they say, maybe they are getting aggressive or something. Okay, here knight d3 is a big threat, so White has to do something about it, and he's clearly in deep trouble because the pawn structure is terrible. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 pawn islands against 2, and that's terrible. Yeah, Grishuk's "There's no water in the toilet." This will be the quote from this event. Yeah. Sorry for being irritating. I have to. The toilet conditions are part of the new FIDE anti-cheating agenda. So you think the water in the toilets is somehow... I've got the flag cup. The playing condition, the water in the toilet would be necessary for cheating. So this is why they have no... I have no water. I have no clue. I know something. White has blundered a rook and resigned. It was a pretty clear victory for Black, I think. It's a tough one, yeah. It's very close event. Andrew 6 here has a very relatively low rating, but with 2000. He's got a good bullet rating though, and he's won many games. I want to watch this game. This two high-rated players, G. Marcos and Toivok. And we see that those have a long history of games, yeah, like 100 something games. Oh, this line with white, yeah, was played against me playing black by Dutch Grandmaster Freezone Naibur, and I was checkmated by move 25, and that wasn't good. One of my many losses with the French defense. Maybe Toivok is doing better, which is not really difficult. Well, that was a surprising decision to take on d3. Did they both berserk or something? It looks like, yeah, they are so much, they're playing very, very quickly. Yes, they both berserked. Yes, absolutely. You can see it here. And they don't really have draws. You don't see that, yeah. The way the screen is constructed, or the screen is done. They have. Oh, Baku says today he learned that Kirza Ilyushimov believes that he got abducted by aliens. But that's old news, yeah. He has told that for years. Yeah, white looks like he's completely winning in this position. He's got a huge advantage in space, and this is a bit surprising. Maybe it's still good though. It isn't. d5 was a strange move. Why go d5? You just play rook c1 or something, or no, queen c2 maybe. It's not so easy. Okay, so we continue, and black is a black is a rook up. I actually don't find the idea that there could be aliens so totally absurd, but I find it completely absurd that they would abduct Ilyushimov. This is the craziest thing about it. Why would they abduct some idiot like him? Yeah, that's really weird. No, I'm drinking tea. So Toivok won this. Good game. And Gokar Khan is leading. Now Alaskan Bullworm is leading. Who is Alaskan Bullworm? I'm going to follow him, yeah. We want to see more of the Alaskan Bullworm. This is a green tea. Oh, this was the latest game. I know, now we got a new game by Alaskan Bullworm, and he's actually I could join this tournament, of course, but I don't want to. No Honigdachs. I rather think of some sort of life form. I'm not thinking about little green people, yeah, driving around in flying saucers, or flying around in those things. But you never know. Maybe there are those little green people. Anyway, in this game here, Alaskan Bullworm has actually played one of my recommendations from the repertoire that I have released, the Scotch Four Knights. Interesting. I think white looks to be slightly better here. Yeah, he's got this pressure against those pawns. It is nothing much, but it is quite comfortable. Yeah, thanks for joining briefly, Honigdachs. Good night. That has got to leave. Yeah, so white has the better pawn structure. Black has those two isolated pawns. And this is something that you can definitely win games with, but you have to be technically well versed. Now, for example, if white would get an ending bishop against knight, king would come up to d4. You're better. You're just better. Yeah, Ding Liren has all draws, but the games were exciting, yeah. Especially today. I think Grishuk was completely winning at some point. Hi Tony. Okay, so this is, oops, what happened here? What was with the game before? I'm completely irritated. What happened with the game before? Okay. Was the draw, yeah? Okay. So here, we have Alaskan Bullworm playing Morphe 1-3, and Morphe 1-3 plays a really terrible opening. It's what you can say there. Knight c6 is just bad. Alaskan Bullworm, by the way, has berserked. So he's berserking, it seems, every game. Is there a name here? Morphe 1-3, just quickly clicking. No, don't see it. Anyway, so let's see. White should be better here with the space and the black queen being offside. However, d5 pawn could be in danger. This looks good for white though. After e6, yeah, exactly. After something like queen e2, you should just be better with the superior structure. And still, the black king is rather the more unsafe, the unsafer king. Okay, after those trades, I think we cannot really speak of a white advantage anymore. Here, I think it would be, it's roughly equal. I mean, white has berserked, so it can easily happen that the time will play a decisive role. It's not a very exciting position. Black will probably bring the king up. Yeah, king to e7 later. Yeah, we have some GMs in the tournament. We will definitely watch some games. I was just curious what Alaskan Bullworm is doing with his good score. Going to kibitz on some of the grandmasters in short order. Yeah, I don't know what that is supposed to lead to. Yeah, black is a little bit more active, yeah. That's a question. Who's my favorite chess world champion? That's actually not so easy to say, because I have I always liked a number of players, and they are of quite different times and even playing style. when I was starting out, I was a fan of fishes, and also I like Karpov a lot, because Karpov, I never really understood how that worked, yeah. How he all of a sudden would get an advantage out of nothing, and that happened quite a lot. And then in the early 90s, when I was actually getting better, doing lots of chess training for myself, Kramnik was coming on the scene, and I always liked his play. It was, in fact, very enterprising even back in the day, and he was able to really set Kasparov serious problems, and it was very, very exciting that time. And so I've got many. I also like Kasparov's play a lot. Yeah, it's really not something where I say I have an absolute favorite. Okay, here it will be about the time. Yeah? White is equalish, but he's also very quick. I mean, but Murphy is also quick. This is going to be a draw position-wise, and maybe they manage to get it on the board. Black is now playing. Oh no. Okay, so that will be a draw. Tough, huh? Very tough. Okay, so there was a mention of one GM, Macrofago. We can watch his game if I see it. I see it here. Macrofago. Is there a name in there? Yeah? Who is that? Jose Carlos Iberra Jerez. Probably not doing a good pronunciation job. I should go to chess.com and comment on Hikaru. Why would I do that? I have my own tournament here set up. I'm not going to leave for some random games. Anyway, yeah, here white is in huge trouble. Oh, and then d4 was blundered. Oops. What's going on? Wow, and the queen gets lost. Woo. And black won. A very, very, in a very, very weird and quick fashion, let's say. let's watch one or more games of this player. He plays against Deep Nonsense. Okay. That's a good line, by the way, against the modern. It's not what I have in my repertoire, but it was a consideration. White is playing for very... I berserked that one. Interesting. It's playing some setup that is similar to the Rui, yeah, with the bishop coming to c2 and having good control. Black with knight to f6 now basically gave up on pushing e5 or f5. So it's a little bit strange. I think white is actually threatening h5 now, and this makes sense. That looks good. Yeah, g5, maybe queen e4 even, yeah, for queen h7. That looks dangerous for black. Whenever the pawn comes to e5 and this diagonal is opened up, it will be dangerous to defend this. Will be dangerous to defend this. The attack will be very dangerous and tough to defend. Sorry, my stream is my voice is actually failing me a little bit. The time is getting closer. Yeah? They only are 30 seconds apart now. After berserking, that's also a good success for the person who did the berserk. Oh, that's a good defense, I think. Deep Nonsense gets something traded. If white now has to take on f4, that would be nice. Okay, he didn't do that, and probably that's very much justified. Okay, Now queen to h4. No, b7 was hanging. Oops. Yeah, white is just a piece up. Yeah, that should be enough. d5 is hanging. Yep. And white is two pieces up. That will be an easy win. Okay, let's see who else is on. Who else is on? Anybody I should keep it. Okay, we got a new tournament leader. And our Toyborg is playing Sexy Chessman. Okay, again, we had this before, right? What's going on here? White is an exchange up. They both have berserked. Okay. Yeah, white should win this fairly easily. There is not any counterplay in sight for black. At least nothing special. The only thing that that black could hope for was the knight on c5, but white is doubling on the d file and I think should win fairly easily. That's a good move. Yeah, pawn takes, knight takes. And now white's king position is a little bit compromised. Okay, yeah, good. I think well played here by both. Oh, rook d7 now is a blunder. Black blundered. Yeah, that's made to come. Good game here by Toyborg. What about the Astana Chess was a request, so let's do it. Astana Chess. So what's going on here? Let's do a count. Black is an exchange up and nothing else, just an exchange. Queen to e8. Is there some counterplay? Bishop f8. No, not really. Queen to b7 probably will cover everything. Or queen to f6. You can go knight takes h7 now if you like. And maybe white should do that. Snatch a pawn and get rid of the bishop as the defender. Knight takes h7. Okay. It's debatable if you want to do that. It's not so much about the pawn, but rather about getting the defender removed. Yeah, here white has to go back. I don't know. I think I would have gone rook knight h7. I'm not sure that it would have helped anything. But okay, nice calculation. He gets the knight with queen e4. Yep. And now black is just a piece up. Okay, he will win easily. Yeah. Okay, this is one of those cases where I think for white playing on is entirely pointless. Your position is totally lost. Yeah, you're going to be mated probably, and queen a5 is mate. Yeah, bishop e7 mate to come and over. It's something that you can simply safely resign. You're not going to save that ever. Yeah, you're down on time. Your position is lost. Just resign. Okay, Astana is getting Gikaria as an opponent with 1800. White is a huge favorite, but let's see what exactly happens. Got the Philidors. That's an interesting choice here, bishop to c4. I don't think that this is actually that fantastic, but okay, Astana has berserked, and you have to be quick here. Hello to Ipshi in this chat. I completely understand if you don't resign immediately, yeah, when you're down some material, because sometimes you're just disappointed or what, and you're kind of just out of pure I don't know, self-hate, yeah, continue for a moment. But then once you start to think a little bit more clearly, you should simply resign and get and to get a new game going when you can actually score. Yeah, white I think is better here, but black has the extra minute, and it is always going to be tricky with the knight jumping around. However, here I think white is clearly for choice if he can get everything coordinated nicely. Yeah, sometimes playing in such a thematic tournament is not so bad, because you're thrown into something to play that you usually don't play. Ipshi says he's, yeah, I know that you're Miktal on the other. I just don't want to confuse people. And you're usually not an e4 player, but it's not bad to once in a while just do something else. And this is what a thematic tournament does for you. It forces you to do something else. I mean, you can always continue to play completely lost positions, but it doesn't make sense in this tournament format. This is the thing, yeah. Yeah, hello to the Truth Doctor, Fishy Wishy. Again, thanks for donating the prize money. It seems to be a cool event, yeah. Oh, and Astana has blundered the queen. Ah, no, he doesn't. Sorry, he didn't. This is covered. Yeah, I was just like, oops, what happened? So white is completely winning here. And this is something where black should simply resign the game. It's a complete waste of time to continue this. Because you can start a new game, get new points, and doesn't happen. I mean, you have simply no real hope there. But again, he's going to try. Black is going to try. Yeah, you know what is a good job here is what white is doing. He's super quick. He's really super quick. So there's absolutely no chance that black will win on time. White is doing excellent pre-moves, and he's going to rather win on time. This is completely hopeless. Rook f7 pre-move. Yep, and here it comes. And this I mean, white will probably mate with 20 seconds on the clock. Okay, that wasn't bad. Okay, back to the tournament and see what's going on. Macrofago is playing Toivok, number 1 and number 17. So Macrofago black here is better. Yes, he's better. A lot better, actually. Wow. Yeah, there's bishop c2. There was bishop c2 before. Anyway, this is a very good position, and because white is totally tied down. Rook d3, rook d8. Those moves look fine. Yeah, rook d8 probably, and now you're threatening bishop takes a3. Bishop a3 wins a pawn. No, it's just very good. And Toivok resigned. That's a good call. Yeah, you're just totally lost, and you rather can play a new game. It really makes sense. It's a bit early. It's a bit early maybe, but it's not a bad decision. It's something you could really do. So let's go maybe for this game. I just want to show some people who've never seen. We saw both, but what happens here? Thanks for subscribing, PPRTS1. Okay, that's not a very exciting ending. So yeah, black is up everything and has got more time. So I don't know why white is continuing this. Okay, I'm going to boycott this game. So who else is on? Fly in the sky against G Marcus. Oh, that looks like a crazy position. But white seems like in a totally winning position. White has a huge attack. A totally winning is too strong, but white has a huge attack. And just for one pawn. How did that start? Oh, the French defense. Okay. G5. Yeah, white has a great position. Yeah, F5 is hanging. And I don't know, why should I boycott that? It's still a rather interesting position. Just doesn't make sense to follow some ending where somebody is losing on time and has no material. There's really not much room for surprise, let's say, what happens. Yeah, white here is better in his attack, but how does he actually get something out of this? Probably if you can somehow get the queen to play against the b6 pawn, that would be good. Okay, this is a direct approach. Even rook takes d5 is probably a weird idea. Maybe the other knight to e5 makes sense. Fly in Sky is probably a title player. Yeah, that is very likely. With 2-6 something, that's going to be quite strong. And he has taken on d5, a move that I was thinking about, but wasn't really sure. Knight e4, okay. Whoa, where's the queen going? Where is... I should turn down the click sounds. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I turned them down a little. I think that's okay. So white has won some pawns, and now with queen check, that's a really strong queen check. Black has no way to really interpose. Okay, let's go back to the tournament. Macrophago, Conispus, and Kite TF, I don't know. They are in the lead. All those 30 plus players are probably the main candidates of winning. We can have a look at this one. And this is Joseph 2013 against Sexy Chessman. What's going on here? It's white is a pawn up, but black has some play. That is probably coming from the Topolov variation of the Sicilian in the dragon. Yeah, I was right about that. This is an interesting line usually for black, but I think something went wrong, because here white is more or less a pawn down for nothing. Maybe bishop e4 now is possible to win the g pawn. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. A queen takes g2 you cannot play, because the b pawn is too dangerous, and even that is going to be quite a problem. Yeah, there's b7 is a threat. Queen cannot take as g2 is hanging with check. Bishop e4, b7, queen back, queen g5 check. Ugh. Things like that look dangerous at least. And probably you have queen d4, which is stronger. Yeah? So black is in huge trouble here. We are drawing in on 1,000 participants. That would be fantastic, of course. Yeah, and this is also fantastic. And now queen d4 is a good move. Yeah? That's basically a double attack, and white wins this piece. So yeah, this is a question: what exactly is black hoping for? down on time, no position. Okay, here black may hope for queen g5 is good, yeah. He hoped for a perpetual on the king. Now it's really time to resign. There's really no chance whatsoever. But maybe, okay. With bishop f5 or something. Bishop to e4. Bishop e4, bring the king to h4 is a very simple technical win. King g4 should win the pawn. Yeah, you can take f4, h3, bishop e4. Or go with the king, of course, yeah, that also will work. But this is a little bit trickier now. How do you cover that? That wasn't good. I got c5, okay. King c3, you got c5. Then everything is fine. Yeah, white had a tactical justification for his play, but that was necessary. c5. Okay, that wins as well. Yeah, good play. Okay, back to the tournament. We are already 600 something participants. That's cool. So, who is on top? Macrofago, Fly in Sky. We have Sexy Chessman and Astana Chess. And we have and they both berserk. Okay, and we're joining right at the very beginning. So we have a Caro. That's an interesting line, by the way, with h4. That is something you can recommend. And I do recommend to people. I don't have that in the repertoire that I've released because I felt it is a bit too complicated for this keep it simple approach. But it is a really good line, this h4 line, if you are more into complicated and double-edged positions. I think white here has good chances to attack queen b5 or no, queen c3 is actually better, that's true. And now yeah, well, black has some castling issues. Yeah, this is running into b4 b5 stuff, and he couldn't castle short. If you ask me, that's very, very dangerous. But Astana is doing a good job here, I think. That's good. Queen a5 is strong. Queen b3. I cannot trade, yeah. Cannot trade with white. My next tournament, my next over-the-board tournament will be in San Sebastian in Spain. It's not a long time, the 23rd or 24th is the first round, so we're talking 10 days. Yeah, thanks for subscribing, Kurlaub. And I will definitely play some 1e4. I'm not sure about how often. I really I look at the opponent, see what to expect, and if I like what they do against e4, I will play e4. And if I mean, there are some kind of setups where you have to play. I mean, at least I have to play something else. Yeah, if I get paired, let's say, against a kid and I don't know, 13-year-old plays the King's Indian, I'm going to not play e4. Yeah, I'm going to play the King's Indian and get a good position normally. So that's what I do. I make it. It's dependent on my opponent. I'm not flying to Spain, no. Going by train. Not a big deal. Okay, so here black is winning. He's 2 pawns up and has got the better time. Yep. Okay, view tournament. So, anybody else? What about Konispurs? We haven't Konispurs. What is that? That's a very weird position. I have to count first, yeah. Black is an exchange down. No, it's got two pieces for the rook, and white's king is completely wrecked. But how does black win there? I mean, g5 looks normal, threatening bishop takes f4, but there's a check on the 8th rank. I think it should still work. Why isn't he just playing g5? Why does he have a quicker win? Bishop takes f4 maybe, or am I missing something? It looks like a complete win, yeah? Queen takes, bishop f4 and queen h5 mate. I'm happy with the view count. We've got 170 viewers. It's really, really excellent. So where is the mate? Yeah, bishop takes f4, king h3, and where is the mate? Bishop g5? No. Okay. Yeah, he just basically says there is no check, and queen h3 mate is unavoidable. So Konispurs resigns. Very clear win by Macrofago. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that. That was a real misclick. Let's go back here. What about this guy? Kike TF. Yeah, he's on there, doing a good job. And what is that? That looks weird. You're trying to guess the titles in the bookstore. That's going to be, that would be easier here, yeah, you know, but I don't do that. Okay, so what's going on here? White is a piece down and for nothing, right? Yeah, black is just a piece up. Yeah, it was a weird opening by white. Yeah, it's not super exciting. White has berserked and is just down a piece. Yeah, there's nothing going on here. Yeah, just takes on d4, knight g6 and trade down everything. That also works. Knight g6 next. That's nice actually. There's no mate, yeah. Rook e4. I don't see a mate. It's close though. And you probably should just drop back. Knight e6 and that's it. Yeah. Okay. Wow, he continues. So that's useless. You know, this is what I don't understand, you know. You have absolutely no chance whatsoever with black, with white. And why do you continue? Yeah, anyway, I'm going back there. Let's see what is still going on. Macrofago, I think he did a good job so far. What is that? Black is it's equalish, but black has, I mean, in terms of material, but black has an excellent control. Yeah, those pieces here are excellent. That looks like some French defense gone wrong for Hawk, and it wasn't. It actually was a Sicilian with c3 and e6. Okay, let's unpaint. Yeah, black is really putting pressure on white. And h3 is attacked. a3 is also attacked, so there was already something lost. Yeah, that's a good choice. You just win this. Okay. It does not really help, yeah. Yeah, you should definitely cover the mate on g7, but black will do that. I just wonder why, wonder how. White defended this quite well, by the way. If you want my opinion about the London system, which is currently discussed, I mean, the thing is, this is one of those openings that has a really boring reputation, and it is not entirely unjustified, because many people who play it actually play it in a boring way. It's a nice shot, by the way. Bishop g3, pawn takes bishop, rook e2 will win. Yeah, very nicely done. Many people play it in a very boring way, but you can actually play it in a more enterprising style, and then I don't think it is that boring. Yeah, but yeah, in Germany we usually call it like the old people's opening or something, yeah, and it is a little bit boring if somebody plays it who has really no ambition. But if there is some ambition, nothing is particularly wrong with it. Okay, that was some kind of Sicilian. It was Sicilian with g6, yeah. Yeah, it really depends what you're doing with the openings. If you can play something that looks completely boring, but you can still try to do things with it. I mean, in that e4 repertoire that I have released, I have the exchange French in, and this is somewhat controversial. People seem to hate this choice, but I don't really think that black equalizes that easily. I mean, I understand it's not going to lead to sparkling attacking games every other time, but I've tried it in all kinds of time controls, and I keep winning easily with the French exchange, very easily. In fact, because black players often have no clue. They think they can play whatever crap, and it's not the case. You have to really know something, or they play something over ambitiously and just get mated or so. Also happens. Yeah, here black is in trouble, I think. King takes, queen takes, e5, check. Looks bad. Yeah, in the exchange French, if you castle queenside, yeah, that is not really happening if white plays well, you know. Okay, f4. That's a good. That's a tricky reply. Not bad at all. We're going to take. Okay. Well, why can't you just take e5? Why can't you just take e5? What am I overlooking? I could overlook something. Rook c2 probably. Yeah, just rook c2 is the issue. Not very quick there tactically. Yeah, that is an issue. That king is in some crossfire. He cannot castle either side, and currently black is threatening to take, and oops, not easy at all. Queen f2 was played. Yeah, again, black is not going to ever castle long in the French exchange if white plays it properly. You simply cannot do it. Yeah, I think here rook takes c2 should just be, or rook f4, I don't know. They both look great. It looks like white is getting a beating here. Yeah, rook takes f4. No, queen takes e5 is check. Okay, I'm sorry. Queen e5 is just one check. Yeah, that's just one check. And the end, black is threatening rook queen takes d2 mate next. Don't really see a move. No, and black is winning this. Nice one. There is no check. Queen g2 mate. Oops. I'm not clicking this correctly. I did not want to go into the analysis view. I'm sorry about that. Let's go back to the tournament. Fly in Sky is leading. Okay. Okay, where is the game with Fly in Sky? This one. Oh, you're playing it. He's playing a 2000. That's probably helpful. And he berserked. Okay. So white here has a strong attack. F6 is on the cards. I mean, one thing you have to see is that with the E4 thematic tournament, one thing is an issue. If you are not an E4 player, you have a slight disadvantage. Thanks for the great feedback, Mrs. Milton. Okay. Yeah, black is trying for some desperate counter attack, but it shouldn't work. There's just like one check with 93, and this is not going to be enough. Interesting. Future Chess GM asks if he should switch from the Nimzo to the Grunfeld. It depends. I mean, both are good openings, but the Nimzo and the Grunfeld are really quite different. So you have to really make up your mind. If you have problems against the Catalan, well, that's you're not alone. But there are a number of lines that are quite okay. So I wouldn't be so desperate there just because you have a Catalan problem, let's say, to learn the full Grunfeld. But Grunfeld is of course a good opening. Maybe I should do a Grunfeld repertoire once. It could be interesting. It's the only main line opening that I have never played in over the board chess. Sorry, I keep clicking analysis board. That is really a bit stupid of me. Okay. And we have Fly in Sky versus Macrophago. Fly in Sky is leading this a lot by far. The Nimzo is, in comparison to the Grunfeld, an opening that is less dependent on concrete lines, of knowledge of concrete lines. In the Nimzo, quite often you can get by with general concepts if you know basically where the pieces belong, to put it in one sentence. Then you're going to be oftentimes able to get by in the Nimzo. With the Grunfeld, this is not impossible. You have to learn many lines by heart. And if you don't remember them, depending on your level of opposition, you can just lose outside, like right out of the opening. And this is something that you have to take into account. It depends on the level of your opposition. Yeah, the some of the chat is cut, but I have to place my video somewhere, the webcam. The Nimzo is very flexible, and it is something that I think has a very good balance between, let's say, the effort you need to invest and the quality of the position. However, the Nimzo is oftentimes not the issue anyway, but it is rather the Catalan or the choice against 3 knight f3. The Nimzo most players would gladly take, but it's not so easy to find something to like against the Catalan, or yeah, what you partner the Nimzo with. By the way, in this game, Macrofago tries to break through in the center with pins. It looks dangerous. Yeah, with the Grunfeld, what you definitely will get is more open positions. That is, for many people, really a good quality and a good selling point. The reason why I never played the Grunfeld is simply that on the level that I oftentimes play, like the league games against IMs and GMs, I oftentimes fear that they would get a concrete preparation in, and then I need to know all the things in the Grunfeld, and I have a hard time memorizing everything. Plus, oftentimes all the rook takes a4 is good now. Yeah, there's a back rank made. Rook takes a4 was winning, was good for black. Yeah, well, you need to calculate a lot in the Grunfeld. It's an opening where correct calculation is paramount, and this is not really the best part of my game. This is why I never really seriously considered to play the Grunfeld. But it is an excellent opening, definitely. A very good point about it that you have no structural weaknesses, no bad pieces, all very, very nice. Okay. Here, white should win. I'm not sure what a current good book on the Grunfeld is. There were the Avruk books. They were, of course, very detailed, but they're already a couple of years old now. Yeah, I'm not so sure. There's a book by Delchev and Agrest that is also a couple of years old, but it's a little bit more accessible. It's not as full of variations as the Avruk book. You can also go with the video series by Peter Swidler on Chess24, but this is going to be really, really difficult unless you're already, let's say, FM or so. It's so detailed, and it's so quickly, like, then there's this line and this line and this line and another move, and it's so quick that I basically had to stop because I couldn't really follow what he was saying. But it is something. Oh, and black wins all of a sudden. That's weird. I managed to go back correctly. So fly in sky. is probably close to it. Penguining M, is he playing actually? Is he playing? No, I don't think so. I'll have a look. We've got 781 participants. Maybe we get some more because the yearly blitz is over. Yeah, of course you can pause the video. Yes, Vidler's video. Yeah, I'm just saying it's high level. It's really high level. So let's go fly in sky. Okay, he sacrificed on g5 here. I don't think that's supposed to work here that early on. I don't know. Okay, it's blitz chess, so you can try all kinds of things. Black offers draw. That's funny. Why would white take a draw? And maybe he feels like he's a piece down, but I mean, he did this quite willingly. No, so bit odd, but I think white is probably in good shape. He's got two pawns and rook for the two minor pieces, and the minor pieces are not very strong currently. If you check the bishop and knight. Yeah, you can definitely use Vidler series for your Grunfeld plans. I'm just saying, be prepared. It's very, very high level. Leech is lagging. I don't know. Yeah, the problem is not like if a series like Svidler's, it's not about if he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. The question is it usable? This is the thing. Yeah, I mean, there are things that are maybe nice and people are experts in everything, but it is tough to use. Yeah, if you've looked at some of the GM repertoire books by Quality Chess, you know that they are excellently researched, but are you really going to learn that? Are you going to really look at the 3,000 pages that Cotronias has written on the King's Indian? I don't know. Oh, hello, Onika. Sometimes less is more, you know, because you can actually handle it. This is sometimes a problem. You have too much information, and this is something that is a challenge with the Grunfeld, because you can, it's very difficult to make it easy to understand. So something like what I try to do, keep it simple 1e4, keep it simple Grunfeld, you know. I have no clue if that is possible. I mean, there is this book, The Easiest Grunfeld or something, by Delchev and Agres that I already mentioned. They are doing it quite well, but it's so difficult. Okay, so what is happening in this game, by the way? Just have a look. Oh, very tough position. I mean, does the Grunfeld have more theory than the Sicilian? Well, that's a tough call. It depends on the Sicilian. It has definitely more theory to learn than, let's say E6, A6 Sicilian, like the Khan variation or something, Or if you play, I don't know, Accelerated Dragon, that's also less theory. But if you go Sveshnikov, Najdorf, Dragon, yeah, it has more. It's comparable maybe. Grunfeld has less sidelines. Yeah, in the Sicilian you also have to know all the small lines. Yeah, the c3s and bishop b5s, and bishop b5 is not a small line anymore. But you know, there are many deviations. In the Grunfeld, deviations are the London and stuff like that. Understanding the Grunfeld by Jonathan Rowson is of course the ultimate Grunfeld classic. It's probably actually difficult to get because it's such a classic now. It's just almost 20 years old. I think it's from 1999 or 2000. And you cannot really use it anymore on a move-by-move base because so many things have definitely changed. But it is an excellent book. Rowson actually is, I think, the inventor of giving names to pawns, not Simon Williams. He called the d-pawn Delroy. And Delroy the d-pawn. Okay, view tournament. Fly in Sky is leading. Yeah, he's doing a good job. So here we've got a declined Mora gambit. And black is already quite okay. Yeah, it looks like a very decent position for black. What a horrible name. Who's got a horrible name? Yeah, white's development is fine, but black I think has an easy game. Bishop g4. It's a little bit underdeveloped. Yeah, I mean, the Najdorf book that is 20 years old, I mean, it's totally clear that people don't know that much theory, so you can say you can use something older. But Najdorf, 20 years old book, I wouldn't do it. I mean, it really, I mean, you get to the argument, if you are, let's say, on a level that you're good enough that playing the Najdorf makes some sense, you know. No? I mean, you're not going to be rated 1400 and study the Najdorf. You have other things on your plate. If you are on a level that studying an opening like Najdorf makes sense, then the book is too old. Because people will play lines that back in the day weren't really relevant, like yeah, on the 6th move, yeah, h3 for example, is a line that really needs some study, or some bishop e3 details have changed so much over the years. It could happen that you get quickly something that you have never seen from that book. So here I like white, sort of. Bishop d6. What's going on here? Yeah, white is winning the exchange here on b8, or like that, or like that. And there's not a real compensation here for black, I guess. I'm not sure about the state of the Dragadorf or Dragendorf. Sorry, I don't know what the current state of theory is. That was an interesting line some years ago, but I don't know how it is currently. The Chivanenko Slav with black, I don't think there's anything wrong about it. It is still played quite frequently. white is an exchange up, but it is still quite complicated. Fly in the sky, fly in sky is a good defender. Yes, if you go premium on Chess24, the Twitter video is included, yeah, as are all the videos. So this is the video archive is quite nice. It is really quite good value, I think. Yeah, now I think white has it completely under control. He's got this pawn structure completely demolished, and a bishop c4 maybe to trade the bishop. Yes. Yeah, that looks very nice. Now the g7 bishop is pretty bad. Yeah, very nice. Morphy will win this. That looks like a pretty clean win from here. Yeah, and resigned. So back to the tournament. So is Penguin actually playing? Let's check this. No, only Penguin in black. Okay, that would be fun. So who's going to win it? He's leading by a couple of points, but Joseph here is close. So one of those 5 or 6 people will do it. Okay, so let's go Fly in Sky against Wasted Years. We've got a Berserk by Fly in Sky. He's not even dashing out the moves that quickly. G4 is an interesting move. Yeah, you see those early G4s all over the place. And no, I'm not going to play after the tournament. That's 1 AM, and I have to get some sleep. Absolutely. The Twitch streams are a little bit of a problem for me sometimes, actually, because I usually start them at 11 German time, and if I do like 2 hours, it's 1 AM, and then it's if I do a stream up to 1 AM, it takes 1 hour or a little bit longer until I actually can sleep. I cannot just like get to bed and sleep. This is so late that my sleeping pattern is completely wrong at the moment, and this is not good in the long run. I have to think about this. I would really like to stream at some other time. The Benko, is it a sound defense? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult, I think, to maintain as your own opening, as your only opening, if you play on a very high level, like the GM level, because there are just so many lines that white could throw at you and try some concrete preparation. So it's difficult, I think, for strong GMs to play all the time. But on a normal level, yeah, on a IM GM level, no problem at all. I don't think you have to. I mean, if you want to do it as a 2500 player all the time, or on my level, you have to really do lots of work. But it's a fantastic opening on any sort of master level, club level, because you get so much active play. Yeah, I look at the rare defenses in my e4 repertoire. I mean, I'm not looking at the Borg because, well, just develop pieces and win. But I quickly look at the Owens and Nimzowitsch defenses. Yeah, I do. I mean, it's kind of part of the job, but I haven't looked at G5. That would be the Borg. Yeah, Fly in Sky is going to win this quite easily. Yeah, this is looking like yeah, and black resigned. Back to the tournament. Hey, it looks like, I mean, this is remarkable. Yeah, Joseph here has gone in so many games. Yeah, really lots of games. And they play against one another. Yeah, we should probably have a look there. Yeah, the books behind me are almost all about chess, but like 90% roughly. And I'm not sure. I have a couple of 100 books. I don't know, maybe 200 or 300. I don't know. I've sold a lot because I just felt I don't need them all, and that I tend to sell some books after a while, because if you're just sitting there and yeah, just collecting dust doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I was thinking of doing streams actually not at these days, these time of day, but rather earlier. But I'm not really sure. Those times are simply not great for most people. If I would do a stream, best for me would be to stream at let's say 4 or 5 German time, but that is going to be bad for the Europeans because they are oftentimes at work. And the US or yeah, whatever where you are, US, Asia always would be good, but US for example would be bad. Yeah, all the times. My rating is roughly 2430. I'm probably not I mean, if I do some middle game stuff, I would do it in form of a Twitch stream that's going to be on YouTube. Like I would set up a stream at a specific time and say, okay, we'll do like 1 hour of middle game analysis, and that I could put onto YouTube. That is something that I would think about, or I thought about. But the problem is really the scheduling of the streams, because those late streams, as I mentioned, they mess up my sleeping pattern quite a lot. And I have to think about this, what would be a good time also for any other stream, because I don't think I could do that in the long run, have those late streams like 2 or 3 times a week. I would like to do it because I enjoy the streaming itself. The problem is simply the time of day. Okay, so what happens here? Fly in Sky playing Astana Chess. Macrophago is also close. What do they have? Oh, White has a very nice ending here, yeah, with the bishop pair. We've got equal pawns, and now he's blundered c4. Okay, but that was nice before he blundered it. But he got f5. Okay, so White is still better here. I don't think, Oslo, you're asking how to improve the depth of calculation. I don't know you, but my experience as a chess teacher is people have no problem calculating deeply, because mostly you don't need to calculate deeply. You need to calculate 2 or 3 movers, right? I mean, if you want an advice how to get to 2000 just to blunder pieces, then you have it almost. And this is what people mostly do. They make some pretty short calculation errors, or it's not like blundering stuff, but like overlooking something on the very next move. It's not like, here I had this line and it was 10 moves deep and I couldn't see move 9. That's not happening. That's simply not what happens to people. What happens is, I played this move, then my opponent played, I don't know, knight to f5, and I never looked at that. And this is exactly what happens. They miss the direct reply, or they, when it's their turn, they have a great opportunity that they can play, and they don't even see this move as a potential candidate. And this is where points get lost, not by calculation errors on move 5 or so. This is, of course, sometimes important if you, let's say, you're in a king and pawn ending and you have to check the next couple of moves. Okay, you should be able to do that. But most of the mistakes are happening like right in the position in front of you, where you don't see a potential candidate or you don't see a reply. That is what happens most of the time, and not something deep down. Or they see, okay, I have this idea, they have the right idea what to do, but then they screw up the line at the very beginning. Like, I knew that there would be a fork, something, and then the tactics are not pieced together correctly. But it's not so much about visualizing a position 5 moves ahead. You rarely have to calculate 5 moves ahead. Okay, so let's click on this game, and okay, this is that's something that I know, at least middle game wise. That's a Maroczy bind. What happens all of the time, that people see that's a blunder. Yeah? White is winning material now. A3 is a nice move. It's the bishop on c3 is dependent here on the queen, and the queen cannot go anywhere. And rook a1 is, even the queen is lost. It wasn't played. Okay, queen f6 also very strong. The Maroczy bind is a line in Sicilian that is characterized by this pawn setup. I'm not calculating deeply. I'm not much of a calculator. So Flying Sky, Sexy Chessman, that is close. Yeah, those two, maybe Joseph, are in the hunt. Let's click on one of those. I think if you're stuck on a rating of roughly 1000, there's a really nice video series if you want something quick and really helpful. There's a good video series by John Bartholomew on his YouTube channel. Yeah, I think it's called Chess Fundamentals, if I'm correct, and people will know it, so they will correct me if I'm doing this wrong. This is always pointed out by many people as a really good resource for some concepts that will help you better, how to select moves and how to get a better grip for systematics in the game. However, it is very much important that you play games, and play games of somewhat longer time control. Don't play bullet, that doesn't help. Play something that is at least blitz better longer time. Yeah, I always recommend 15 minutes and up. Like 15 minutes and a slow increment, a small increment maybe, so that you can actually play out the endings. That I think is helpful. And look at the games afterwards. This is important. I don't think I haven't done videos of that type really. Oh, black resigned because mate. Oops. Nice one. Oh, that's going to be a very close call. A bullet is not helpful for visualization. The only thing that you can, it's about doing patterns that you know, but I don't really see much in terms of does it help? Yeah. look at the games. I mean, analyze your games. Try to find out where you went wrong. That is something that an engine can help you with, or better even if you have a chess teacher that could help you, or a friend who's a stronger player, or club mate, or something like that. Okay, so Fly in Sky is playing a line that is just really bad, but it's not used by Toivok. C3 is a lot better. I mean, if you just play the games and don't really find out where you went wrong, let's say, it is not as helpful as really trying to figure out where potential improvement is. So here black is okay. Knight f4 is annoying. Knight b4 is annoying. I think black would be happy here. Nothing special, but I mean, you never calculate in a bullet game. Just very, very rudimentary. Yeah, sometimes you do calculate something very yeah, a small variation when you, but mostly it's just pre-move business. Yeah, here black is a little bit better. Yeah, he's got the d file and a bit more activity going. But white is of course quite solid. Yeah, Carlsen recommends 9 hours of sleep every night. Okay, this is also really dependent on your individual. Let's say, how's your own? Everybody's different. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I haven't slept 9 hours in a night. I don't know, maybe for 30 years. Yeah, I cannot do that. But you have to get some sleep at least. It doesn't work if you just have 3 or 4 hours. So here Toivok has gotten counterplay and more than that probably. Yeah, black now has to look for this. They are 25 hours per night. Sounds good. I get like 6 hours on average, maybe sleep. 6, maybe 7, but it doesn't really. It's not easy. I mean, you have to get everything kind of organized. Yeah, if you look at my schedule, I have got the first lesson I have got with the student is tomorrow at 10 a.m. So that's in 9 hours 20 minutes. And how exactly is that going to work? I have to prepare the lesson a little bit if I haven't done so before, and in this case I haven't done. So I have to maybe have some small breakfast, a shower, and so on. Yeah, how much hours should I get? Yeah, if I'm streaming till 1 now and somebody asked me if I would stream a little bit more, if I do it to 2 or 3 a.m., that's terrible for a sleeping pattern. Anyway, this is looking like Toivok is losing this on time simply, and black black can of course continue here. It is a draw, of course, objectively, but it's not like winning on time in some dead position. You have at least some. Okay, now it's very close. Very close. White might manage. Yes, he managed. Okay. And this is really a draw. Oh, why? What? You can set one up. Yes, okay. So very tough by Fly in Sky. You can set up a mate. Sorry. Okay. You can set up a mate from here. Yeah? View tournament. Okay, so Flying Sky leading by 4 points ahead of Sexy Chessman. Okay, we are on 884 players. Not bad. Oh, someone is using Microsoft Edge. Okay. Ooh. Oh my. And then he said somehow he said that the site wasn't working too well. Phew. I actually had to use Microsoft Edge today. That was really a really bad day. Yeah. Yeah, I had to use a Microsoft browser today, and it was really weird. Yeah, like, what is that even? But I had to use it. There was no way around it. There was a software that I need to use for my taxes somehow, and that requires that runs in a browser, and you have to use Microsoft Edge for some wacky reasons. I have no idea why, but they require you to do so. So I had to use Microsoft Edge, which is kind of funny. Exactly, it's about like if you do the taxes, it's a little bit about data security. And exactly, why would you use Microsoft, which is pretty much clearly the most unsafe possible browser that you could use. Okay, here Hawk 20 is faced with the bishop f5 threat, and yeah, Black's position is pretty bad. I wonder if he's able to hold for the next couple of moves. Yes, they require you to use Microsoft Edge. I was also surprised to see that. What is that weird window opening? And then that is Microsoft Edge. What the crap is that? And okay, I had to use it. Anyway, let's not go there. That's actually quite complicated. And oh, d3. Oh, mate. Sorry, I completely overlooked as a mate. So yeah, a win here for Flying Sky. Keep pressing the wrong button there. Yeah, that's really not great. So it looks like Flying Sky is going to do it. Macrophago is the only one that is close. Let's have a look here what Macrophago is doing. What is that? That doesn't look like an e4 opening. It was a King's Indian attack. I'm not sure how bad Chrome is. I mean, of course it is a Google product, but as far as I know, IT security people are not so much against using Chrome. But I mean, I'm not really an expert. Yeah, Black's position strategically isn't so bad, but you know, b7 hangs, bishop d5 check. It looks quite dangerous. Bishop d5 check was pretty strong, by the way. Wasn't played. It's not an easy position to play if you are berserking with black. Oh, the rook has no squares. That's a nice one. Okay. Good move. Yeah, bishop d5 wins the queen. Nice one by black. And white is probably resigning this. That's a good win for Macrofago. Okay, oh, that's close, yeah. Macrofago. Let's have a look again. Got some, that was a weird French line with bishop d3 on move 3. Okay. Yeah, I think the Apple browser Safari, I think they okay. I think they used this name already before they started that whole I thing. I mean, when was the iMac introduced? Yeah, we're talking, what kind of year is that? 1998 or something? I'm not sure. 1997. And I think they had Safari before. I'm not completely sure, but I think they had. Yeah, something should... White should win some stuff here in this game. He didn't. Oh, funny. Black berserk though. Okay, that's second place against third place. That's tough. And when we have to see, there are the money prizes, and only the first three get something. Okay. This is a position that white cannot lose, by the way. Position-wise, yeah. You just build, you can just set up a fortress and nothing happens. H3 and then why go b5? Okay, I see it's blitz, but see, okay, it's still a draw. It's still a draw, maybe. And now the bishop can come around. Maybe white was playing for win. That's possible. I mean, a draw might just not be enough. A6, knight c6 check is a good shocker. Yeah. Okay, interesting. He's really trying hard to set some problems for G Marcus. The deep one though. Tough one. Yeah, that looks good. And now march the e-pawn. Yeah, white wins. That was a good job. Yeah, are you winning? Is that so easy? The pawns are dangerous. Uh-oh, that's not a win. Yeah. You're not stopping this. That's crazy. Yeah, black wins. And 12 seconds is plenty for a good bullet / blitz player. Yeah, okay, that's easy. So J Marcus is trading fly in sky. Some I always want to say this guy. Okay, let's have a look at the tournament leader. He's a pawn down in this position for nothing, basically. That should be very good winning chances for Morphy. It's also fairly simple to play this position. It's a you should just advance the queen side. First centralize and then advance the queen side. Should be very, very promising. King can even go up to d4 if possible. Yeah, some b4. Okay, that is also not a bad idea. Simply block everything. And now you should get this in motion. c5 maybe, b4, moves like that. So b4, and black resigned. Okay. Wow. He rather wants to get a new game in, it seems. So that's really tough here. 80, 78, 77. So very close call the whole tournament. Very nice. Okay, so what's going on? Have a look at that. It's really nice. Yeah, Flying Sky uses that completely incorrect opening, this one, and people don't use it. Anyway, it's blitz chess. So let's see what happens here. Both are berserking. What do we have here? White is a lot better. d6 coming, and that's very, very dangerous, to put it mildly. But isn't that hanging the bishop? But d7, d8. Okay. Yeah, now they resigned early on. Really tough here. Morphy, where's Morphy playing? Oh, I'm sorry. White has managed to really close the position down. Yeah, that must have been some, what was that? Caro 2 knights, yeah. Looks like it. A super close position against Morphy. It's tough actually for black. You don't have a pawn lever. Yeah, and I wanted to say, maybe you have to do this at some point to make sure that something opens up. The position otherwise could be completely clocked down, and then white will storm you on the queen side. b3, yes. Yeah, I tend to like black now. He's got all the activity. Rook b8, bishop a5. Yeah, it's 2 pawns, but I think white's pieces don't look that great. Maybe white can somehow reorganize, but it looks difficult. Yeah, bishop and knight here, they are just sitting. Yeah? They don't do much. Maybe bring this. Okay, maybe black should even consider to take at some point. Then take d3. Yeah. Knight d3 for knight f4. That is a breakthrough. Yeah, white is pretty much busted, I guess. But I can still hang on. Okay, now he gives up the exchange. Yeah, and black has easy queen d2, things like that, but that doesn't even win that easily. This is probably even better, yeah, trying to get to take h4. Rook d3, no, queen takes h4, yeah, it's good. Or bishop c4. It's more than one good line, but yeah, black is on 30 seconds, so white is certainly trying to hang on. Queen c3, yeah. Well, black should win. This is the kind of stuff that I tend to screw up, yeah, with black, yeah, getting mated on g7 or something completely idiotic. Queen d6 mate. Or this one. Okay, so a good win here for Morphy, and it's just 1 point. And they play against one another. So this is for the marbles, yeah. And Morphy has to win, but he's not going to do it, yeah, time-wise. Now black declines draw. Yeah, he wants to play it out. So probably if black... I just have to understand that. I think it's more interesting. They will not finish the game, probably. Can actually Joseph overtake them? Can Joseph overtake them? Is that the more interesting game? Help me out here. If Joseph wins, but he's got the same time problem. I wonder, Murphy is not playing really quickly. This is what I'm wondering about. I would play as quickly as possible and try to somehow do something, but probably it's not really useful anyway. I mean, black can run the clock down, I think. So fly in sky should win this, right? Am I right there? Macrophago with a quick win. They actually make a draw. Here, Toivok and Macrophago. At just 1 point. I mean, this is super... Oh, what happened? What happened? Did they make a draw? Morphy is leading now. Joseph is winning, you say? No, he really is. Not anymore. What happened? Okay, so this is not really important anymore. I think it's over. So Morphy has won it at the very, very end. Very nice. Catching flying sky at the very last moment. Interesting. I mean, I never really understood what works here, yeah? Why does Murphy win? Because of lower game count, or is the game count decisive there? That he only had 26 played and Flying Sky at 31. Anyway, congratulations to Morphy 1, 2, 3, Flying Sky and Macrophago for the for taking the first 3 places. We had 940 participants at the end, and that is a really nice turnout. Performance counts, okay, that makes some sense. Okay, performance, interesting. Okay, so I had to type some stuff, and thanked all the players and thanked the Truth Doctor again for Fishy Wishy on Chess for sponsoring the tournament. I think it was a great event. It was much fun to do just commentary and not play. It's a bit more relaxing, and really what I preferred to do, at least for tonight. I have done some other streams before. Okay, thanks a lot to all of you. I'll be back soon with a stream. I'm not yet sure, however, when exactly. I'm going to leave for Berlin on Friday, and maybe I can do something from Berlin, but you know, this is so tough to tell what the wireless can do in the hotel and so on. Things like that are unsure. So I hope that it will work out, but I cannot guarantee it. So not sure if there will be a show on Monday as I usually do. Yeah, okay. Thanks to all of you. I'll be back. Bye-bye.